spiritual retreat out in the desert in Arizona, and I hung out with a Native American tribe for like a week. We were doing like these ancient rituals and meditations, smoking peyote, and then like every night I would just meditate and like look up at the night sky, and like one night I'm like meditating and like I'm seeing all these lights and stuff, and like I start like contemplating the infinite nature of the universe, you know. I like look down at my hand, and I realize that that same infinite nature in the universe is contained within us too, that like, you know, you can just, you know, you can reduce all the cells and particles inside your hand until a point that you don't even know how small it goes, you know? Like, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of my epiphany, this cobra came out of nowhere and bit me in the fucking neck, you know? So I'm like out in the desert, cold sweats, I'm like on the verge of death, and like I wake up like a week later, and that cobra's still there, and he starts speaking to me, and the cobra tells me that he was sent from the future to find me, to teach me how to dance and make beats.
Really?
Yeah, he was wearing a headband and everything, bro. I mean, we talked about other stuff. We spent a long time, you know, like talking about the future. Like, he basically told me that, you know, that he told me about the end of days of man. Cobras, the cobras were the only ones who survived, and he just said, you know, you're going out, but you know, if you're gonna go out, you might as well go out in style. And it's like, that's my job, is to teach you how to make everyone go out in style. This is where it gets crazy, right? So then anyway, I have, you know, I'm like awesome. And he's like, well, you start this project. You're gonna call it Cobra Starship in honor of the spacecraft that brought me back from the future to find you, you know. And I'm like, okay. So I go home and I start writing, and actually Bring It was one of the first songs that I wrote. And I wrote that. I wrote Hey Mr. DJ. I wrote these songs that I thought were hits, you know. And I'm like, wow, you know, I've never written songs like this. Like, this is awesome, you know. Like, and then I'm like sitting these songs, and like I play them from my old label. And stuff, and like no one's really doing anything, and like I put my manager's like, yeah, it's good, whatever, you know. And I'm just like, what the hell, man, you know, it's like this is going nowhere. So I'm like sitting on these songs for a year, and just like I start questioning whether that even happened in the desert. I'm like, Gabe, haven't you been smoking peyote for 6 straight days, and couldn't some of this have been in your mind, you know? And I was like maybe that none of that happened, you know. Maybe I just imagined the whole thing. And you know, and right as I was just about to like give the whole thing up, Snakes on a Plane just fell on my lap. He came to my manager. My manager's like, "This is perfect for you. We'll do the theme song, Cobra Starship, Snakes on a Plane." I'm like, "Oh my God, it's perfect," you know. So it was like fate. And then it was just like from that point on, I never doubted, you know, the Cobra ever.
Just to clarify, is Cobra Starship, is this your future? Is this your full-time gig now, or are you going to go back to the other band? How's that going to work?
I mean, I think that for the rest of my life, I'll always write Midtown songs, you know, like, because those are the songs that I write when I'm like, when I want to deal with something that I need to deal with on a personal level. Whether or not I'll ever put those songs out, and whether or not Midtown will get back together, you know, to record those songs is something that needs to be seen. I know for a fact that I'm not going to do anything else with Midtown unless all 4 members of Midtown really have their hearts in it and really want to do it, you know, like me included.
What's going on with Gwen Stefani? Is she suing you? Has the lawsuit, is it complete? What's happening?
It wasn't a lawsuit. It was more like, it was a letter that said, please take down Holla Back Boy from your site. And we wrote back, well, we're not selling it, and it's a parody. So, you know, like, you have a, you know, like Weird Al makes parodies all the time. Like, why can't I have a parody song? And then she was a little mean. And so, you
like,
know,
is she writing these letters herself? Like,
No,
I'm picturing like a pink little piece of paper with some perfume on it.
Yeah, right. If that was the case, I would do anything she said, dude.
Out in the eyes with little hearts.
If she sent me something, a little Gwen stationery. Gwen, dear Gabe, loved Holla Back Boy. It was a laugh. Ha ha ha. LOL. But I think it's time for it to come down. Can you take it down, please? Of course, yes, with bells on, you know. But it was lawyers and managers and stuff, and like, you know, very, very, very impersonal.
Hey, listen, man, thank you so much for taking the time for the interview.
Dude.
Good luck with everything.
Yo.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? This your boy Chingaling.
We are in a band called Kasabi.
On the road, 3 Days Grace.
The All-American Rejects.
Billy Talent.
Morning.
Cobra Starship.
Finger 11.
Wolf Mother, and you're watching
The Adler Report.
Adlercast. Adlercast.
Adlercast.
You're watching the Adlercast. Who are you just going for?
We representing, we doing it real big.
That's what I'm talking about. Independent entrepreneurship, dog.